But this man is so iconic for this legend. He has mastered it fully, coming in at level 100. This is going to be super, super exciting. I'm always down to watch some Raydish gameplay.
Oh, absolutely. And Cutie going to be on the Osiri right now. Those freshly, slightly buffed guitars, as well as Sword. It's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. So basically, Cutie, having lost the previous set, has a little bit of stuff riding against them, right? Lower PR, quite significantly as well. Raydish seated above them. And already Raydish starting off so aggressively, keeping Cutie out. And that was almost it.
Oh my lord! That was almost it. Raydish is going crazy. Well done on Cutie for dodging through that D-Sig. That would have been the end of Cutie if he didn't. And you see Raydish is just going in right now with absolute confidence, showing no sign of stopping and just pushing Cutie into a corner here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Raydish, just off of just a couple of hits, was able to convert them into so many more. Cutie went for a massive lead, went for the GC and Sig that could have resulted in the stock being taken. Cutie did not lose their own stock, so maybe it was a risk worth taking.
Cutie's starting to stand his ground here a little bit, but Raydish is going to be able to return the favor with a gauntlet recovery, getting a very efficient KO, sticking to this orb right now. And I mean, so far, albeit we've only seen one set, Raydish is very, very strong at the beginning of stocks. So if I was Cutie, I would be a little bit extra careful this time around.
Oh yeah, and Raydish also being a little bit less aggressive now, right? Just all of a sudden slowing down the gameplay just by a touch, waiting for that one whiff. That's going to be the whiff. And look at how much damage Raydish is able to get. Almost found the neutraler to be able to pick that up into more damage. Cutie, though, with the recovery, not strong enough to be able to take a stock quite yet, but this one definitely will do it. Cutie keeping the head in the game.
Cutie able to take down that stock, and Raydish, as you mentioned, is starting to slow down the game a little bit, has already used the element of surprise in the first stock, now trying to bring it to the pace that he's most comfortable with. Cutie, I feel like so far we're having like pretty much an even a neutral exchange of these guys pretty much split 50-50, but as soon as Raydish has a positional advantage, Cutie just cannot recover.
Oh yeah, Raydish is just like Advantage Tate, has dealt in so much more damage, because you see like Cutie lands a hit and then Raydish is kind of out of there, right? But then Raydish gets a hit, it's going to result in a two-piece, and he now has stage control. You know what that means? That means a stock is going to be taken sometime soon, maybe not, though. Cutie makes it back on, picks up a weapon, but that's not going to last very long. Raydish, again, just keeping up this lead.
And let me go back on the neutral exchanges being 50-50. It looks like Raydish is picking up some steam here as he's practically dominating the neutral space right now. But Cutie is starting to fight back with his guitars here, pushing him off stage, trying to grab some of these dodge reads. He's not giving up yet.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. Okay, goes up there with the recovery, goes for another neutraler. That doesn't take it off the top, but that deals stupid amounts of damage. Oh my god. Oh my god, Polly.
He used that D-Sig so many times too. It's like, Cutie, it's like Raydish. Come on, dude. You've used this D-Sig like at least 7 times by now. It's hit none of the times. And then the moment that he needs it to be able to win in the game, that's when Cutie just ever so slightly messes up their dodge to end up in the hitbox.
Yeah,
very unlucky from Cutie's part.
It's such a safe, like, slide off D-Sig, right? Just because, hey, it's a big disjointed projectile that you get to keep nice and far away from you. If you whiff it, the worst thing that you can do is, like, maybe get hit by an opponent's recovery. You're never really going to be in a position where you're sent back off stage for it. So, Raydish just keeps on exploiting that. And the really scary part is, like, okay, you want to hang out there. You don't want to, like, get hit by the D-Sig. If you hang out there for too long, Raydish can always go out there for the spike, too. So I'm curious to see if we're going to see, like, any of those, like, higher level mix-ups as we go into game 2.
Of course, as we're progressing through the set, mix-ups are going to get more and more common. You can't really, especially if you're in Cutie's shoes right now, you can't just continue doing what you're doing. You're obviously having a harder time fighting Raydish's neutral here. So you're gonna need to get your points in other places. And there it is. That's pretty much like the best off-stage play we've seen from Cutie this set thus far.
Oh yeah, Raydish was a little bit too aggressive offstage, wasting a lot of jumps, using up those dodges preemptively, and Cutie took full advantage of it. But then, there you go, that's going to be the side A to take off that stock. Raydish not taking too much more damage here, and we already know, like, Raydish's, like, combo potential, right? You already know how much damage he can put on as soon as he finds that one opening.
Dares on the landing, getting started with a D-light as well, and already, I mean, Cutie is looking a lot more confident and comfortable here. He's winning a lot more of these neutral engagement interactions here, and Raydish is having a little bit of a hard time. And you see, this is what Raydish does, apparently. This is what it looks like Raydish is doing whenever he's starting to fall behind a little bit. He's now speeding up the game, trying to throw Cutie's playstyle off guard.
Oh, Cutie though tries to go for the down and I don't know if that was like the wrong angle of the move. It sent a little bit too far to the side, but it does not matter. Cutie picking up another confirm to take that stock, so different from last game. Cutie is the one who is now dominating the pace of it with Qatari's on hand, but then knocked off stage. Cutie not being allowed to play as aggressive as he would like to.
Cutie is living rent-free in Raydish's head. He was looking like a completely different player throughout that entire last stock. Hopefully, the brief moment of relaxation in between the stocks allows Raydish to regain his composure, because we are now completely split even. Cutie on the sword and Raydish on the orb.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Cutie went all the way up there, wanted that early stock with the recovery. That was a little bit greedy, but Cutie did not go punished for it. Raydish being nice and patient. Those GCN SIGs. Cutie whiffing another button, letting Raydish get back onto the stage. Okay, comes back on here. What's going to be the play?
Raydish is doing a super good job avoiding all of these D-lights, floating tightly above Cutie, and he just can't seem to find these anti-airs. He's always trying to catch that jump by Raydish, and there it is. He's going to be able to get that D-lights there, and that is going to be Cutie evening out the set to 1-1.
Oh yeah, we have a set. We have a set. I feel like Cutie's advantage state this time around was a lot more solid, right? Just like able to pick up a lot more hits, as opposed to game one, where Cutie got a lot of one-off hits that never really converted into anything huge. Cutie was also able to exploit Raydish a lot off stage, able to clean up a couple of stocks for some overextensions. So let's see what happens now.
Alright, no legend swaps this time around, both of these players. I mean, I'm not surprised about Raydish, but Cutie, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a little bit more lenient on what legend picks he's going for. Last year, we saw a lot of Scythe coming out from him. That could be a potential mix-up that we're going to see later. But so far, I mean, he is doing God's work with these guitars.
Oh yeah. Right now, Raydish playing back a little bit more, right? Just trying to get some distance from Cutie, because look at the range. Goes out there for the ground pound, able to get the stage spike. Cutie dodges, but doesn't fully follow through. Does not matter, goes for the safe option, picks up a sword. Raydish comes back on, but he took so much damage. All it takes is that one classic sword confirm. The recovery is going to be able to take it. That was all Cutie. That was all Cutie advantage state, and I love how patient and reserved it was without overextending off stage too much.
And Cutie is definitely playing with momentum in his favor. Raydish is going to be able to shut him down off stage in... I didn't see the HP there, but that felt like a relatively early KO as well. Well done, Raydish.
It started from pretty early, right? It was like, okay, I'm going to go for ground pound. I'm going to do it again and again until he finally get that stock off. Raydish went all the way up there, looked for something funny. Keeps on spacing those GC N6 just to ensure like a safe way to get back onto the stage.
Oh, massive GC D-Light recovery. Could have been a super early KO. Not able to find it just yet, though. Raydish going to be able to return the favor, throwing him off stage, trying to find that D-Sig, but Cutie is not falling for it again.
Oh, yeah. Okay, just looking for some sort of a pickup here with the neutral. Doesn't actually find it. Now Raydish just popping out one of those side sigs. Again, super safe projectile. And Cutie goes for the finisher. Cutie gets exploited for the finisher. Raydish had just the right dodge option to be able to get behind Cutie and get that stock off.
Raydish patrolling the ground on this orb right now, bouncing around the place. Cutie, this is both of them are having such a hard time bursting each other's neutral bubbles. We're seeing super patient gameplay, and I feel like for both of these players, their defensive skill aligns with their opponent's offensive skill so well that you just get a lot of neutral outcomes out of neutral interactions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And look at this. It's just so patient until it's not, right? They're just getting up in each other's face. I like the fact that Raydish backed off just in case Cutie ended up dodging in. Goes through the neutralite. Doesn't maybe go for like a chase dodge again. I feel like Cutie has like successfully mixed up his defensive options enough. So I'm curious to see how Raydish will capitalize. And there it is. That's the follow-up that he needed.
That is the follow-up you needed. Beautiful dodge read coming out from Raydish, and they went by the legend selection screen. I can only imagine they're not swapping legends this time around either. I feel like if Cutie is starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable, if it perhaps goes to a game 5, Cutie may swap. But I'm not too sure. Not too sure, Dara. He seems super locked in on this pick.
Yeah, no, he seems really confident in it, and I've got to say, like, all the times that Cutie has, like, lost stocks have just been because of overextensions, or just, like, going for, like, a really high risk, high reward option, like we saw, like, with the Pop Sig. And I'm just, like, curious to see if maybe Cutie can slow it down, maybe play, like, a little bit more patiently, a little bit safely, but, oh my god, Raydish with gauntlets off stage, up to no good. He was looking for something funny.
He was definitely looking for something funny, but so is Cutie. Cutie is looking so aggressive this beginning of the stock as well. We're seeing a lot more commitment in the neutral interactions, leading to a lot more of advantage and disadvantage stages here.
It was beautiful, right? The hitbox on that thing is huge. It has so much space coverage. So Cutie's options were definitely limited. It wasn't enough to take the stock off the top, though. And now Cutie looking for a way to catch this landing. Doesn't get the side air, slightly misspacing it. Gets a side light, but then GC downlights in the wrong direction. And maybe a little bit too low below Raydish.
Nice there to be able to take that stock out. Sticking to, I would guess, the orb here to try and build up as much damage as possible. Cutie will manage to find that weapon though. And this right here, this is like one of the most clear differences between Cutie and Raydish's style of playing. Raydish is so good at anti-air. Cutie went from white to red without touching the ground, Dara.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, Cutie though, again. Yo, these side sigs, man. These side sigs. Cutie wants that stock. Cutie wants that stock so badly. Raydish has avoided them over and over again. And off of that one overextension, he was able to get that stock off. So right now, there is a difference in lethality. There is a difference in closing. Cutie is struggling to close, and I don't know what the answer is.
Neither do I. It's going to be super, super difficult. It'll take a true master to reverse a situation like this, especially considering Cutie is down on the set as well. I mean, if he goes down here, that's eliminations bracket.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely a rough place to be in, especially with this kind of an event. Nobody wants to be knocked down so soon, but Cutie keeps on fighting, backing off a little bit, slowing down the pace of the game, and Raydish interrupting that, just saying, hey buddy, it's my time to shine with that weapon toss, and just putting this back into like a high-octane match.
Putting it back to a high-octane match indeed, but Raydish is not allowing Cutie to get back to the stage right now. So many Sayers coming out. Cutie is going to be able to get back, but Raydish has done such a good job at landing safe against Cutie. The GC's highlights there to finish it up, and Raydish is going to be winning the set of Winter Championship on the side stream.
Oh yeah, Raydish played beautifully as far as I'm concerned. I feel like a lot of just his straight up like hit accuracy and the amount of like reads that he was making successfully have honestly been impeccable. Also a lot of his defensive options to be able to get out of a lot of like whatever Cutie was kind of cooking to be able to get some stocks off. Raydish's advantage, Raydish's like disadvantage. It's not that he was like that much more on top for everything. It was just all across the board. He was slightly coming out on top in damage.